Hello friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. I am Jenny, and today we have a fun project that Jerry and I are working on. You can see that I have got a wagon full of gorgeous annuals that we're going to put in the ground in that flower bed that's just right over my left shoulder. This is the entrance right along our driveway. See the bobcat? We've been ripping out some stuff. So driveway goes up here, the house is just straight in front of me. You can see that the nursery is just right down there. It just gives you a little bit of perspective. These are all daylilies. I've had a bunch of people ask me here lately what those are. So those are daylilies getting ready to bloom. But the bed that we're going to be working on today is right here. Jerry and I planted this flower bed. Gosh, it was one of like our first YouTube videos that we did, that first yeah, it was hot. We planted. I just remember how incredibly hot it was when we planted this thing. It was like in July. It's been a couple of years. Some things have done great. Some things have been like, bleh, and some have been like, yeah, we need to tweak that. So that is what we are going to do today. We were already in here before we started filming. Like I said, with the bobcat, he's got the grapple on it. We ripped out a couple of dwarf crepe myrtles, like they're crepe myrtle shrubs. They just never really did anything. They were beautiful dark foliage, but they never bloomed. The first year they bloomed pretty well, but then they were just these like shrubs that just didn't do anything. And this is a high visibility area. We want it to have lots of flower power, and I'm a firm believer if you don't love a plant in your garden, it's time for it to go. Life is too short to put up with a plant that doesn't, you know, do something for you in your garden. So we ripped those out, and when we were doing that, we went ahead and lifted the irrigation, because we have put mulch on this so many times, and of course just over time things have decomposed. We do put lots of annuals in here. You can see the brown right there is my daylilies that are dying back. So I needed to lift up this irrigation because we're going to be putting a ton of plants in here, and the last thing we want to do is have to go in and repair irrigation lines that you know, we cut through. So let me flip the camera around and give you like a bigger perspective of this whole area. Here we are, just a little bit of a different perspective. I'm in my front yard. The daylilies are over here to my left, the driveway with the maples, and then this is the bed that we are looking at. We're going to start all the way from this tulip poplar all the way here on the right. That is kind of the silver tree. We're going to start there, and we are going to work our way all the way down the flower bed right on the other side of where that grapple hook is. What we are leaving in this flower bed, we have 3 Encore azaleas. This is Autumn Twist. Man, in the springtime we did a little ditty, and we showed you how they were in bloom, and they were spectacular. So that is what these 3 shrubs in the front are, right where the shovel is. And then in the back we have some of the Brandywine viburnums from Proven Winners. These are fantastic viburnums, doing really well here. Of course, this time of year they have got beautiful white blooms on them. Just a fantastic shrub. It is deciduous. That would be, in my opinion, the only downside of this. But what happens is after they bloom, then they will start to set some berries. And Brandywine is fun because it will do both blue, red and purple, red and blue. It's kind of a purpley blue. But we have them all the way down the line. You can see we had a problem with irrigation last year that we didn't realize, and this one on the very end right there is small, and clearly I need to trim back. This was where a maple tree was, and I need to, these are all the little shoots that have come up. It needs to be trimmed back, so we will take care of that so that Miss Brandywine on the end will get nice and big. So we're going to come in here in this space and just have lots of fun putting in those annuals that are in the wagon. So let's go look and see what we're going to do. In this front bed, I tend to go a little bit typically with the pinks. This year we are going to, in the front, we are going to use tons and tons and tons of the new Supertunia Vista Jazzberry. This is a fantastic petunia. I have used it in the same space, so that makes sense that this whole bed will be tied in together along the driveway. You will notice that they're not massively in bloom. Yeah, there's blooms on it, but it's not like covered. We had just trimmed them back a little bit because they were starting to get a little, they're ready to get out of these pots, and so we pruned them back. So don't be afraid to prune back your petunias. They will respond really well. This one you can see was pruned a little bit earlier than the rest of them. And look right here, all of these little guys right here, all of those are new buds. So when you prune your petunias, it really does help them flush out with new growth. So we're gonna have Vista Jazzberry in there. Then we're gonna have loads and loads and loads of the Trufula Pink Gumfrena. This plant is a huge butterfly magnet. They just adore coming to these flowers. They make a really fun impact when they're planted in mass. Like, just look at that. Look how pretty that is. In mass, they love the sun, which will be a full sun bed, and just great. So that's gonna be kind of in the middle. We don't have the exact design down yet. We'll figure that one out. Then we're gonna put, again, lots of the purple fountain grass. We did this down in the new entrance beds at the creek. These are going to be in those grande containers, whereas at the creek we did them in gallons. So we may double them up, but we've got plenty of them that we can add to this bed. Lots of texture and movement will be really fun. And then we have the new plant for 2023. This is the Purple Queen Transcendia. Is that how you say it? I don't know. Transcendesta. Y'all can correct me. So anyway, old plant, not new to the market, but it is a new addition to the Proven Winners line. What's great about this is that it will do sun to shade. It is very versatile. Again, I literally just trimmed this back like a day ago because it was getting, I didn't know when we were going to plant it, so I went ahead and pruned it up a little bit. But it'll give us lots of fun color in the middle. So basically, if you kind of think about it, you've got the purple fountain grass right here in the back, along with the Gumfrena spattered in. This will be our middle, and then our front is the Jazzberry. Gonna be lots and lots of fun. We did bring down a coleus. We may stick it in there, we may not. I don't know. I don't know if this is my first choice, but this is as far as color. Now, I love the plant. It's not a question, do you love the plant or not? Yes, I love the plant. This is Apple Brandy, the Color Blaze. It has a little bit more red in it. Plus, I'm not sure if we're gonna need it. We brought it down anyway. We will see if we need it or not. And then we're going to put some perennial hibiscus in here. This is a beautiful kind of a white with a pink edge. This is going to be a trial plant for us. This is not on the market. We're going to trial it, see how it does, and if we love it, then next year we will have it available. So yeah, so this is going to be a trial plant, going to be a little bit of a trial garden. But without further ado, here comes Cute Thing, and he is ready to help. We're doing this together today, so he will be here with us. The nursery is open. You can see that the customers are coming and going, and so he is here, and we're going to get started on this. All right, my friends, Jerry and I think we have finally nailed down the design. Look at all those pretty white pots sitting there. It's going to be absolutely glorious. Lots of pink, lots of texture, lots of fun, lots of color all season long. Just to give you a big overview, we're going to have 2 of the perennial hibiscus. They're in the black pots. There's one here, and there's one right here. They will get 5 feet tall, 5 feet wide. They are spaced at 5 feet apart. And then all back through there, you'll kind of see the white pots that are kind of laying down. That is the purple fountain grass that really goes behind the hibiscus. We got the crepe myrtle placed, and then behind the gomphrena, they're all laying down because they're so top heavy. And then we just wanted to have a huge mass of the true full of pink gomphrena. This will fill in really nicely, lots of vibrant color. Again, the butterflies just absolutely adore this plant. Really nice and drought tolerant, which is perfect for this full sun bed. I will say that today is completely cloudy, so it may look like it's in the shade. It's not. It's just a beautiful cloudy day, which we're very grateful for. And then we have the jazzberries. Here in the top, we have a little bit of a double row action going on that comes down, and then the jazzberries will go all the way down in the front of the border, all the way down with the purple queen filling in the back. So again, nice and wide and full. When all of these plants get nice and big and start growing, you're not going to see really any room between them. You will notice that we put them exactly right on the drip line, and they are on those emitters. The emitters are 12 inches apart, and because this bed is very hot, very dry naturally, because we are right here on the edge of the woods, and so we've got pretty extensive root systems in here that just suck up the water. I have learned from experience that you have got to have the plants right on the emitters, especially in the beginning. Once they're established and the root system gets going, it's not that big of a deal, but in the beginning, it is a very big deal. And then down here on the other end, you will see we have more of the purple fountain grass laying back there, and then the last two of the hibiscus. So those hibiscus will bookend this bed, and we've got some reinforcements that just pulled up. You heard them come in. They're going to help us get this all planted because the day is almost done and we want to get this project completed today. So now to the fun part, planting. Alrighty, my friends. Sorry, there's a bug there. Little gnat. Welcome to summertime in the South. There's bugs everywhere. The flower bed is complete for today. We got everybody in the ground, nice and happy, looks fantastic. It is getting to be later in the afternoon, and so we are going to stop for today. Clearly we need to come back in and add a little fresh layer of mulch, get all the irrigation tucked in, but we are currently out of mulch, so we don't have any. So we're gonna have to wait a couple of days until the mulch arrives. But the plants are in, the irrigation is connected to everybody. But the great thing is too, is that for the next 2 days, we're expected to have rain. So we're gonna have rainy 2 days, which is wonderful because we kind of left the soil exposed a little bit, just meaning that there's not, like you especially see it around that gomphrena, that we have, you know, raw soil is showing. So when the rains come, it'll really get soaked into these flower beds. and the plants will be nice and happy. It's been a glorious day as far as the weather here because complete overcast. It is just lovely. The last time we were in this bed, as far as like when Jerry and I initially planted it, it was so stinking hot. It was just unbearable. But today has been nice. So let me flip the camera around. Let me show you what we finished for today. Here we have just a little bit of a different perspective. I'm right here up on the tree line, and you can see that when we planted the purple fountain grasses, we put 2 grandes together just to make a nice huge presence. We flanked each of the hibiscuses with them. Now, yes, the hibiscus does get to be 5 feet tall, 5 feet wide at maturity. It is not going to reach maturity this year, so that is a great way to use your annuals, is to fill in those spaces while you're waiting for your shrubs and your perennials trees to reach their full potential. Again, another one of those hibiscus with the purple fountain grass all behind. We got the crepe myrtle in. Really excited to see how that does. And then, of course, all along the edge, we did a little bit of a thicker border right here with the jazzberry. A nice, huge section of gumfrena with that purple fountain grass back there. And then if you can look down this way, you can really see how the purple queen and the jazzberry are going to be really close to one another. So once they grow and really reach not even their full potential, it'll happen before then, they will grow together and be nice and full. You're not going to see individual plants. You're just going to see masses of color, which will be lovely. And then of course these azaleas will bloom again in both the summer and then in the fall. So all that pink will continue. And then a nice big ribbon of the purple fountain grass again with both of the same hibiscuses on the end. So this flower bed is all done and is going to look spectacular. As always, we so appreciate all your love, support, and encouragement with these videos. Hope you've learned something. Look forward to something, new plants. Maybe you found something to put in your garden. As always, thanks so much for gardening with Creekside. We'll see you in the next video. Y'all have a fantastic day. Bye, friends.